Hey everyone, Cable the Antique Book Collective, and today I'm getting to you guys with a sort of service review sort of thing. So guys, I had a couple of weeks ago a company reach out to me that does image restoration. So they saw my YouTube channel, they saw all the videos that I do, and they're like, hey, so we think that your channel and our business can actually get along pretty well. So guys, they do photo restoration, image restoration. Their business name is Image Restoration Center, and they actually just sent me this here. We were going back and forth, having them actually check out a couple different things for me. I initially sent them something that I was like, okay, you guys say you can restore images, so here's one that I think is just about impossible for you to do. Let me know. And they're like, yeah, that one is going to be pretty hard. You have one that's going to be a little bit like not as terrible, because guys, this one that I sent them, first off, it wasn't of a portrait, and you could tell from their website, all that sort of stuff. They specialize in portraits, and once I sent them this one that wasn't a portrait, they're like, yeah, that's not really our thing, and there's like not much of it left to really do stuff with. Is there a chance you could send us another? I'm like, yeah, I figured you couldn't, because this one was really far gone, guys, and it was also like very sun bleached. I mean, it was absolutely terrible. In fact, I'm going to go show you guys a image of it right here. As you guys can see, it's very, very bad. I actually told them in the email, I'm like, so just for reference, it's of a warship from back in the day, because that's how far gone that stupid picture was. With that said, though, I ended up sending them another photo from another book. This book actually had a photo of actual people. This one, guys, comes from a set of Shakespeare books. I suspect these are from the late 1800s. But here's the image right here. It's not too bad of condition. The only issue with it is you have some discoloration from age. You have a little bit of like mildew spotting. It's not enough that you guys can really see it, but I mean, it's there. It's very, very faint, but it's a cool little photo. And I reached out to them and I was like, hey, how about this one? Could you guys restore this one? And I'd love to see that particular image in color. And just to save you guys some time, here's the photo again of the book that I actually had them take the image for and restore. As you guys can see, the image is a lot clearer. It's got a lot going on, though. Again, this business, guys, they do sort of portrait restoration stuff. You guys can check out their website. I'll have all the links below with all that sort of stuff. But they actually have their website, and on the website they have all the different things they've done, and it's all just nice and simple photo restorations of people. However, this one right here, it's sort of an illustration. I'm not certain if this one was actually based on a photo. Excuse me, I'm looking at it right here. I suspect it's just a good illustration. It could be a photo. I don't know for certain, but I was personally thinking that this one might be pushing them a little bit, but it was sort of interesting to do. But with that said, though, guys, they ended up sending me this here. The company, they actually send you a little Dropbox thing with the image that they restore in black and white and in color, and they ask if that's good, and then they'll send you the actual paper print off, or whatever it'll end up being, because I don't actually know. It's still packaged up. I haven't opened it yet. I'm doing it for you guys. But with all that said, though, guys, the business, they charge $34.95 as of the time of recording, which I think is a very, very reasonable price for this. I thought that was quite interesting. But they did do this one for me for free for this. So with that said, let's just check it out. So tossing that aside, I promise I'll clean that up later. Oh, that's really nice. So they wrap it in cardboard, which makes a lot of sense. Makes it harder for the mail people to fold it and ruin it. Just opening this up, making sure there's nothing left in there. There isn't. So looking at this, again, it's wrapped in cardboard, which is very nice. We are lucky it's that, because if it was just bubble wrap, you'd be able to wrap it up and, fold it up and not do good stuff if you have the mail service. So it's nice they do this. As we can see here, they have the nice little print off sheet of what they did. It's a little grainy, but that's fine. It's just the invoice sort of thing. So let me just open this on up, and here we go. Got that. Open her on up real slow. Don't want to rip it up. There we go. And I'm really curious. Oh, wow. That's cool. So they tape it into place, and it's wrapped in plastic, don't worry. They tape it into place so it doesn't move around when you get it shipped to you, which that's very nice. I don't know how large of prints they do. I suspect this is more along the lines of what they normally do. I actually told them, I'm like, hey, if you could do like postcard size, that'd be perfect, because that is about the size of what it came out of the actual book, and this actually is like perfect. This is the exact size I wanted, so that's really sticking cool. I'm going to take this tape off so I don't accidentally catch the photo when I'm taking the photo out, because that would be a bummer. Alright, here we go, opening it on up. Here we go. That's actually really cool, guys. I'm gonna just admire it myself, not show you just yet. But yeah, that's really cool. That's a really good quality one. My only issue with it, guys, is the fact that since it's just printed, it does have that little print curl. You see that all the stinking time. There's no issue with that whatsoever. Sorry, I had to get rid of the tape. There's no issue with that though. Oops, sorry. You obviously, when you put it up on your on your wall, or you put it in a picture frame or something like that, obviously the curve won't be there. That's just what you get when you print stuff. But yeah, with that said though, guys, I'm just checking this out some more. It's really very nice quality. Honestly, wow, that's really dandy. So guys, as you guys can see here, I'm hoping it focuses well, but yeah, that is great quality. I'm just gonna look really close at the image itself. I'm looking for the DPI sort of thing just to see the quality of it, because sometimes, guys, when you get a lower quality print, you can just see all the different pixels. But yeah, this is not pixelated. That is just really good. Honestly, that adds a really cool layer of depth to the actual image right here. I mean, it's one thing to see a photo in black and white, but it's totally another to see it in color. So there's that. Here's what it used to be, and that's actually really cool. I'm really curious how this company actually takes their images and restores them, because I mean, that's phenomenal. It's really cool. I mean, there's things that they colored and like did stuff with that I did not notice in the actual original image. So let me just walk you guys through all that. So in the actual original image, I mean, I did not notice that stinking tree in the background in the window right there, but that's there. I just opened that one up to confirm that. But I also didn't notice that you have sort of like a wallpaper in the background here, which is really cool. I mean, I did not notice like anything of this wallpaper, but that definitely was there in the original thing, and seeing it in color just really brings it out nicely. I mean, that's really stinking cool. With that said though, guys, let me just walk you through a little bit of the logistical side of things with this. So again, I asked them to try their hand at a really hard one, and the lady that was reaching out to me was like, yeah, again, that one's not going to be the best one for us. Could you try something that's more portrait oriented? Because that, again, is their sort of thing. So if you guys do have stuff that's not really about just portraits, they will struggle with that a little bit. It did sound like they were capable of doing it, but the lady wanted to have a little bit more of a fair try at these sort of things, because again, the one that I sent them, I showed you guys a little bit earlier, that one was like me playing dirty. I was like, hey, if you guys say you can do this, here is an impossible task. Good luck. And she was like, listen, I can do this, but let's not be evil here. So of course, I was very happy to send them this next one. They definitely cleared up the photo very nicely. I mean, there's so many things looking at this image right now. I mean, there's so many things that I did not see in the original black and white. I mean, oops, sorry. That's just really fan-sticking-tastic. And about the whole thing of it curling a little bit, honestly, guys, you could just set a little bit of a weight on top of it, and it'll eventually flatten out on its own. Very nice, very easy to do, that sort of stuff. We've all dealt with photos in the past, but again, guys, I'm all sorts of thrilled with this, and the image quality itself is amazing as well. This is really stupid cool. But back to the logistical side of things. So you just reach out to their website. I, again, have it linked below. It's going to be an affiliate link. They actually will pay me a little bit for all the sales that we do through that link. However, I'm not being paid to do this whole review thing. I do want to say that. But they did, of course, provide me that for free, this service for free. But with all that said and done, though, guys, I really do want to just explain to you guys why this might be important. So as I was just explaining here, I'm like, wow, this really brings some new depth to this original thing. However, let's be honest, where is this going to apply to us with our antique book businesses or with our antique book collections, all that sort of stuff? So first off, for our antique book collections, not collective, collections, let's just think about it. Okay, if we have a collection of them, let's face it, we do have plenty of books, guys, that through the years will have just degradation to their photos. They're going to have some rips, they're going to have some tears, all that sort of stuff. And I've seen quite a few photos like stuck inside of books, guys, where it's like your great-great-grandma and she put her photo in there, and then your great-grandma put her photo in there, and you have some photos in books that get left in there. And it'd be really cool if that is where your family kept your books, kept their photos, like in your family books for years and years. It could be cool to actually reach out to this business and actually have them restore your family photos, which is something they definitely excel at. I was checking out their website, talking to them, all that sort of stuff, and that is definitely their forte. They did fantastic job at a lot of that. Unfortunately for me, I didn't have any family photos that I was like, oh, these need restored. Fortunately for us, the ones we have are all pretty well off, but With that said, though, there's plenty of people that don't have that, and there's plenty of people that, let's say someone finds out that you do antique books and you restore antique books a little bit yourself, or you have a collection of it and you know how to keep track of your collection. I've had so many people that know I do this, and they're like, hey, could you restore this photo? Could you do this? Could you fix this thing or this thing? They think that just because you know something about an antique book that you know how to fix everything about antique stuff. But with that said, the people that do ask you that, now you actually have a sort of a business to be like, hey, there actually is someone who does that, actually does good at their job for that. With that said, though, guys, these people, they just are restoring a digital image sort of it, and they're giving you a printed off version of it. They are not taking the actual page of a book and restoring that. That is a totally different industry, totally different service, and that is going to be quite expensive. So it could be a lot better off for those of you that have that sort of stuff, have photos and books that you want to restore, or actual illustrations in the book that you'd like to get, like a good illustration, a good redone illustration of that thing, and put that into the book or with the book or something like that. And that is something that you guys could do with this company. Again, it's going to be a totally separate sheet that they are going to print off, but it is something that's really stinking cool. And honestly, like, looking at this, it honestly makes me wonder for my business. So now we're segueing into the business side of things. It makes me wonder, for these sets of books. So this one right here, it's not very good off. I mean, guys, look at that. This one's been through the ringer and it's covered in tape. I don't remember for sure if it's split in half yet. Oh no, it's just shy of splitting in half. I mean, this one's very bad off. This is the best of the set of books over there, though that I have. It's very rough, very sad shape of a series of books. But for me, I'm just thinking about the ones that aren't as bad off, the ones that are still together, the ones that could go for $1,000, $2,000, that sort of stuff. Looking at what this business did here, thinking about those sets of books that I do sell that are quite a lot more valuable, it could be an interesting extra to offer to my buyers. Be like, hey, so here's these books right here. Here is the original illustrations, and then here are some restored, improved illustrations that are colorized, that sort of stuff. Potentially people would love having that, because guys, there is a whole industry of people who actually take poor innocent baby books like this that are older than dirt, and they actually rip out the illustrations of them and they sell them on their own. But guys, imagine, and a lot of people that buy those, they actually are like connoisseurs of the artwork itself, or they are, in the case of Shakespeare, they're Shakespeare heads, or whatever you call people that love Shakespeare. I can't think of the name, which is sort of funny, because actually down in Ashland, so I live in Gresham area, down in Ashland, Oregon, which is the other side of Oregon to the south, they actually have a Shakespeare like conference, or I don't know, sort of fair, I don't know, something like a Renaissance fair, but just Shakespeare oriented stuff. So it's actually sort of cool that there is a big Shakespeare following. But guys, imagine you take original illustrations out of your Shakespeare books and you offer that with the Shakespeare books you're selling, or you're offering that on their own. Because I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I think I would definitely pay money for something like this, because it's just fan-sticking-tastic. If I was a big Shakespeare person and I knew what play this was from, or I even had potentially the books here to go with it and be like, yeah, these are the plays it's from, here's the original book it's from. If I was a big Shakespeare person, I had all that, that would be the coolest stinking thing ever. I do not know, guys. I should have asked this of the company, so sorry about that. I don't know if they do larger prints, but they do. Again, they provide you the digital versions of these things, so potentially you could print them on a larger thing. However, please note, if it's only made for a piece of paper this big, the digital thing that they make, then resizing it yourself obviously won't work on its own. You'll probably have to reach out to them again and ask if they could do it. I don't know for sure if they do that. Sorry, guys. I don't know that one, but it is really cool that they offer that. But again, with all that said and done, though, while I was emailing them, doing the back and forward for that, I went through a lot of the same hoops that you guys will be going through. So first off, I provided the images. When you guys take the images of it, you're supposed to take your thing, set the photo you want flat, and then take the best photo you can that's straight up and down and flat. And guys, I recommend for you guys to take several photos, and then once you get yourself several photos, to like put them up on Google Drive or whatever, and compare it and be like, okay, which photo is actually the best, which one's the most lined up, that sort of stuff. And then you send off one of those photos to the company. Then they get back to you with the restorations, or if they can do it or not, that sort of thing. And it's really straightforward, really simple, and I really enjoyed the entire process of it. And as you guys can see, they sent it with Ground Advantage, which is one of the faster ones that you can get it shipped with USPS. They do ship out through USPS, which is good cost saving for all of us. That's why they can have it be as low of a price as they're doing, because again, that's a lot of labor for them to only charge $35 basically for. So I was very thrilled with this. Honestly, guys, if I had a handful of images to now have restored, I would actually reach out to this company. As I already said, I don't have any right now of family images that I'd actually like restored, but it is something that, like, having seen this, especially in like holding it, like they sent it to me on the computer and I was like, wow, that's really cool. That really adds a nice layer of depth to things. But now that I've actually like got it in my hands, it's like, oh, there's some business opportunities here. I could definitely like upsell a couple of my things if I provide images like this with them. Because guys, like, imagine if I'm selling this book right here for $100. If I could send this along to the buyer, potentially even free of charge, and let's say I didn't spend a whole lot for the book, I mean, I could still be making a good amount of money, and then the buyer would get something that's honestly a lot cooler and a lot more, I don't know, there's a little extra. Remember, I've said it so many times, guys, about me and panache. I mean, there's an extra panache about, oh, I have to open the book like this and do this to look at it, as opposed to like having this with it. I mean, that'd be really stinking cool to be like, oh, wow, that's really dandy. I don't know. That's just something that I'm sort of thinking, guys. It's a cool sort of extra way to do it. And with all that said, though, guys, I'm setting this aside now. I just want to address one last thing about my back and forth with this company. So it was funny because they were asking, oh, what about this? What about this? What kind of images do you guys that you have that you would like to have restored? And I'm sitting here like, I actually don't have a lot of images that I need restored, because for me, with my book business, I don't buy books that are really, really ratty, that have been like absolutely destroyed, because I'm like, well, there's not a whole lot of value in a lot of these. I'm not going to waste my time fixing this one that's really, really bad when I can go and spend the same amount of time saving 55 other books, you know. But it's funny because when they were going back and forth with me, I was like, you know, I don't remember if I actually sent this in actual email, guys, but I was actually typing it out and I was thinking about sending it. Again, I don't remember if I did or not, but I was actually telling the lady, I was like, yeah, it's actually really hard for me to find illustrations in books that are actual like photograph things that I'd like to have restored. I don't know for sure if they could do like just normal book plate illustrations that aren't based on a photograph, but it was funny. I was reaching out to the lady. I'm like, I actually don't have a whole lot of things with photos, because a lot of the books that I deal with, guys, they actually predate the actual invention of the camera. A lot of the things that I'm dealing with, guys, so the camera was invented, I googled it just to make sure I was not on drugs. I think it said the camera was invented in 1810, and I'm sitting here like, I got books that are older than that, a lot of books that are older than that, so it's like there's not a lot of photos to like deal with in these things. Of course, you did have the book plate illustrations where it was just a printing press sort of thing, and someone like took the time to actually make an illustration. Some of them are very, very lifelike, so they could obviously do those, but then other ones, it's like, yeah, that I don't know for sure if they could do that one. That'd be interesting. So obviously, guys, I will hopefully be making a couple more videos on this. I will be linking to this company in basically all my videos from now on, because it is a very cool service. But it is cool to just sort of be thinking about all these sorts of things. And again, guys, because I hopefully will be making more videos, I will be asking several of these questions so I can get those answers to you guys. But this video right here is just the initial unboxing review video that I could just get done right now, just with the information that I have. Again, guys, I am 55 sorts of thrilled with this. Let me see if I can hold it a little straighter for you guys. But yeah, this right here, guys, is absolutely amazing. I mean, that is great quality. And it's really cool also because they didn't add details that weren't here. And I know that I mentioned that I see details that I didn't notice in the original illustration, but they didn't add anything. All this stuff is what was original here, which is really cool, because in the restoring side of things, you don't want someone to just go and edit and make things better in their eyes when it's not what was original. So it's really cool seeing that they kept it all original and made it really cool. So with that said and done, though, guys, thank you for watching. If you guys do want to use this service, it's down in the description below. Check out one of my other videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.